Trustee Stevens.
Aye.
Trustee Myers.
Aye.
Trustee Stewart.
Aye.
Trustee Meadows.
Aye.
Trustee Thomas.
Aye.
I vote aye, Mr. President.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of purchase order DHE.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the purchase order requisition to DHE in the amount of $28,937.28 for computers and monitors for the CAD lab in the high school. Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the purchase order requisition to DHE in the amount of $28,937.28 for computers and monitors for the CAD lab in the high school. Discussion.
Was this not in the budget? I don't see the little budget impact not already in the budget.
Well, it's actually, it's gonna impact the budget, so it's the miscellaneous revenue that we received from, when we ordered it, received for the insurance. From last year's flood, where we had the we had the business office person actually take the initiative to make sure that everything was recorded so that when we were ready to buy them, we would be able to, but of course, it's still going to impact the general fund.
And we didn't have it in the budget. It's kind of one of those
Right,
extras.
right,
So it's more or less a replacement.
it's sort of,
Will improve.
right. It
Kind of,
It
sort of.
updates our CAD lab and
And changes, you know, there have been tremendous changes
Yes.
in the years. So do they have a 3D printer?
No, we would
We
love.
just talked about that with the budget.
I'm glad the teachers aren't here to hear you say that. They're jumping all over it. They want one of those bad. So we'll be putting our feelers out for sure.
But actually, this is only gonna cost us 21 grand then.
Well, it's costing $28,900.
Yeah, but the insurance is going to.
It's miscellaneous revenue, so it's actually $28,900.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Approval of purchase order Henderson Glass.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the purchase of windows from Henderson Glass in the amount not to exceed $14,567.50 or windows that were vandalized at the Elementary Learning Center during the summer.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the purchase of windows from Henderson Glass in the amount not to exceed $14,567.50 for windows that were vandalized at the Elementary Learning Center during the summer. Discussion.
I thought it was a good idea to wait.
Yes.
Actually, and we did because we didn't want to spend the money and then have some more vandalism happen, but, you know, we are taking the initiative to see if we can stop the vandalism. If Mrs. Greathouse wouldn't mind kind of explaining where we are with the action that we took with Ypsilanti Township.
Sure. We met with some representatives from Ypsilanti Township yesterday, and I actually met with a gentleman again this morning at Holmes, and we are going to look at installing the computers that are, or no, I'm sorry, the cameras that are in West Willow, and they will actually go through the cell phone system to the Sheriff's Department, so that I think we looked at placing 5 cameras on DTE poles behind Holmes this morning. So he already has the DTE contact to expedite the work orders. He's going to send me the contact where to buy the cameras, so that way we can have 5 cameras positioned all the way around the back of the building, because Holmes is far enough up from the neighborhood. The neighborhood behind it doesn't really hear or see what's going on behind us.
So they do have a very active neighborhood watch group, but it just doesn't, it's the location, how far away they are from the houses, so this would definitely help, and I think it would, I'm going to meet with the Neighborhood Watch Association and let them know that we're taking this initiative so that we can form a partnership and even work more closely together on things that the camera doesn't spot. And it utilizes the Sheriff's Department's server, so they will be the ones that will be viewing. We can have access if we choose to and be able to use it anytime that we want, but no one else besides the sheriff's department is able to view it. And it also helps with our consolidation apps, where now we're not just consolidating with 2, but actually 3 organizations, because now you have Ipsy Township who's involved in it, and the police department, and then Willow Run Community Schools. So it's actually showing good consolidation efforts and shared services.
Those are the same cameras that caught the gentleman that was
Yes, in West Willow.
molesting the kids in West Willow.
They're really, it's good resolution, and actually, they'll work. They will.
That's always important, the
Yes.
resolution.
And then Cool School is the only school right now that we're having this trouble with?
That's the one, that's the immediate one, yes, so
Is it
that's why we
something that
want to
we're
start
gonna
with that one.
To possibly cover the rest of the schools for the same?
We did talk about that, we said we want to, you know, bring this to the board, we want to be able to get this one up and running because of the sense of urgency, and then after that, looking into setting it up so that we have it in each one of the communities, and especially even the communities where our buildings are offline, so that our communities know that we haven't abandoned the community, that we are responsible for our offline building, and also that we still care about the community where the
We
school
may also
building
want to
is.
consider in that group making sure that we're taking care of a couple athletic facilities like the football field and maybe even something towards the softball field eventually. Because they're all properties that we are
Sure.
responsible for.
Right.
And kids are there.
Homes just happens to be the property we have the most trouble with.
Are we pretty close in completing the work, or is that all done?
Saturday, the guys, the Henderson crew is gonna come in and do all of them.
Oh, great, all in one day. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Approval of contract pediatric therapy associates.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the attached contract with Pediatric Therapy Associates for speech and language services, occupational therapy, and physical therapy support services not to exceed $149,184 for the 2012-2013 school year.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the attached contract with Pediatric Therapy Associates for speech and language services, occupational therapy, and physical therapy support services not to exceed $149,184 for the 2012-2013 school year. Discussion.
We have both of our special education administrators here, Dr. Thomas and Mrs. Wilbur. If you have any questions, they'd be more than happy to answer.
We have been satisfied with these in the past.
Yes, we have. They have been used, they're being used now in a number of the 10 public school districts throughout the county. They've been very good in the past.
But what about, I see that, they've got 16 hours per week budgeted for physical therapy, so many hours for occupational, and so many for speech. What happens if we need more physical therapy and a little less speech therapy? Do we have to redo this, or can you move things back and forth?
I'm going to defer that to the interim director, Mrs. Waltman.
Nice to meet all of you. My first opportunity I've had to meet you, but we're able to kind of look at that amount and then we can juggle it around a bit depending on what the services are.
Okay, good.
So if we need more speech therapy, then we can do that. But this is based on pretty much where we are with our IEPs and IPC for our early on students.
Thank you.
Well,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Approval of appointment special education teacher.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education accept the recommendation of the superintendent to appoint Jason Wolfson as special education teacher, annual salary of $37,156, according to the WREA salary schedule, Master Level 0, effective August 29, 2012.
Support?
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education accept the recommendation of the superintendent to appoint Jason